Thanks for staying with us. So another major hot topic has been a video trending on social media about the brutality of students of the, I think it's the
Nigerian
Navy Secondary School in Abeokuta. According to reports, what the students are going through in the hands of the naval rating Sub-Lieutenant Rolling Okoji, who pummeled the then SS3 student, is alarming. It's alleged that the commander did nothing about it and has come out to discredit the video. Now, I would like to hear your thoughts on this, because this person has been alleged to have done this. We're not sure, because we don't have the confirmation yet from the school. We're trying very hard to contact someone from the school. But what are your thoughts on how the naval students have been disciplined? What are your thoughts on especially the brutality these children go through? I mean, I saw the marks, and it was quite disheartening and appalling to see. But what are your thoughts? I know somebody here went to naval. I think you wasn't. I went to command. You went to command. I think it was Jumoke that went to Navy. I think. Yeah,
Jumoke went to Nigerian Navy.
Nigerian Navy, yes.
Alakija, the one.
So these are some of the experiences we've heard about. I mean, I'd like you to share some of your experience in command.
So this kind of treatments were normal. You had students who some parents who even come, because we had officers' children and we had civilians' children, and there was a class. So yes, if your father is a level below WO2, you're a soldier picking. But if you're an officer speaking, your father is of the major captain level, they know better than to touch you anyhow. Then if you're a civilian's child, there was this level of treatment that they considered discipline. In fact, my own school, the motto was knowledge and discipline. And so it excused some kind of thing. But there were lots of things that happened then that seemed unfair, because they will tell you, obey before complain. Yeah. While you're trying to explain that I am not among, once they just group all of you, you cannot explain. You will suffer the consequence first. Go home, tell your parents. If your parents are Ijogbo people, they can come the next day. Or you get it, you forget about it and you move on. Okay. You know, so such treatments were popular within schools. But today, we have social media, we have all these things, and it shouldn't be allowed. Let
me show this video to our viewers. Viewer discretion is advised, because it wasn't something that was really interesting to watch. But please watch this clip if you can.
For this school, so to the suffer. Shirts. Now person back with this so.
Tomorrow no more. If you die today, you die no more.
Now person back with this so. Now person back oh. Can't see person back oh. Now person back oh. Most wanted. Most wanted. NDA. See what to the suffer for this school. See what to the suffer oh.
So those were the pictures that were going around social media, and I know that our producer tried to contact somebody from the NNSS. I think we'll be speaking to somebody very soon, hopefully, because according to them, the issue has been resolved, I believe. But although the issue has been resolved, the issue is this route of discipline. We know it happened in the past. Many of us grew up and heard about these stories. Thank God I didn't go through it. Some of us lived through it. But we're saying, do we still need to do this today?
We need to understand that discipline can be given in such a way that it would mold a character, and that beating can also damage a child, damage a country, damage, you know, our whole society. Imagine that sort of child growing up to become a teacher someday. What's the difference? He will even do it better than what has been done to him, because for him that's normal. That's the way to go. We need to change our mindset concerning discipline. We can discipline without assaulting our children.
We always wonder why we are the way we are, why we act the way we act. We have seen over the years that this sort of treatment hasn't worked for us as a country. Nigerians are naturally angry people. You're in traffic, everybody's shouting and spitting at each other. Any little confrontation, they are throwing blows. We haven't learned the art of communicating with each other. And that is what we are teaching these young ones, that everything ends in violence. So if you commit a crime, I punch you instead of having a conversation with you. If you get me upset, I slap you instead of having a conversation with you. Education has gone beyond, we are the Navy, we are the Army, we want to show discipline. There are other ways of showing discipline. You know, back in the days, the emotional needs of a child was not included in the curriculum. It was just about you come, read, and write and then go out and, you know. But even when we paid attention to character, you have to learn to make your bed, you have to learn to sweep, you have to learn to greet and all of that. The emotional needs are still lacking, and it has affected us as a society. So we need to be truthful to ourselves.
My brother went to Command Secondary School, and I remember one time he came home. My mom had to go and pick him up because he had his hand and had to have his hand in a sling. Do you know what just recently he said to us, you know, was a senior that beat me. He dared not tell us what happened. He just said, he fell. You know, I remember my mom kept looking to tell me. He was like, no, I just fell. It was, as an adult, that he was able to tell us how a senior beat him so badly he broke his arm. So that's the thing. We are teaching them that. We're growing and grooming our children to be violent towards each other. And then tomorrow we're wondering why
things are not changing.
So when we take our own children to school, you do not now take them to a military school, but they've been groomed to be violent. And you're wondering why a teacher will just slap your child, because that is where it starts.
So what said here that for you to be a teacher, you must undergo a certain form, no matter how little, of child psychology. Because behavior correcting is not physical, it's a mental process.